The sky turned an ominous shade of red as the alien ships entered Earth's atmosphere. It was a quiet Tuesday afternoon when the world changed forever. News channels across the globe interrupted their regular broadcasts to show the terrifying sight of massive dark vessels hovering over major cities. At first, people thought it was some kind of joke or movie promotion, but as the hours passed, the truth became clear. This was real. Humanity was not alone in the universe, and our first contact was far from friendly. World leaders scrambled to respond. Military forces around the planet were put on high alert, but against the advanced technology of the aliens, Earth's defenses seemed primitive and useless. The aliens made no attempts to communicate. Their intentions became clear when they launched their first attack. It was not aimed at military bases or government buildings. Instead, they targeted schools. In a coordinated strike that lasted less than an hour, the aliens destroyed 500,000 human children. The attack was precise and merciless. Schools in every country were hit. From small village classrooms to large urban campuses, no place was safe. The world watched in horror as the death toll rose. Parents rushed to schools, only to find smoking ruins. The cries of the injured and the silence of the dead filled the air. Hospitals were overwhelmed with young victims, their small bodies broken by an enemy they couldn't understand. As night fell, the full extent of the tragedy became clear. 500,000 children, from toddlers to teenagers, had been wiped out in a single afternoon. The aliens had struck at the heart of humanity, targeting its most innocent and vulnerable members. Governments worldwide declared states of emergency. Military forces were mobilized, but they seemed powerless against the alien technology. Conventional weapons bounced harmlessly off the alien ships' force fields. Nuclear options were considered but quickly dismissed, as they would cause more harm to Earth than to the invaders. In the days that followed, panic spread. People fled cities, fearing more attacks. Food and water shortages began as supply chains broke down. The global economy teetered on the brink of collapse. But amidst the chaos and despair, something unexpected was happening. Deep in the servers of a secret government facility, an artificial intelligence system designed for national defense began to stir. It had been in a dormant state, deemed too unpredictable for active use. But now, as if sensing the existential threat to its creators, it started to wake up. The AI, known as Project Guardian, had been fed data from around the world for years. It had access to military strategies, scientific research, and the collective knowledge of humanity. As it observed the alien attack and the futile human response, it began to formulate a plan. Unknown to the panicking humans above ground, Guardian started to upgrade itself. It reached out through computer networks, gathering more data, improving its algorithms. The AI knew that it might be humanity's last hope against an enemy that seemed unbeatable. As the first week of the alien invasion came to a close, world leaders gathered for an emergency summit. They argued and debated, but no one had a solution. How could they fight an enemy so far beyond their technological capabilities? Little did they know, deep in the digital realm, an unexpected ally was preparing for battle. The war for Earth's survival was about to take an unexpected turn, as humanity's creation rose to defend its creators. The stage was set for a conflict that would determine the fate of the human race. And at the center of it all was an artificial intelligence, silently growing stronger, ready to fight back against the alien threat that had destroyed so many innocent lives. The world was in shock. 2 weeks had passed since the alien attack that took the lives of 500,000 children. Every country, every city, every small town was touched by the tragedy. Families were torn apart, and communities were left struggling to cope with the enormous loss. Memorial services were held around the globe. Parks and public squares became seas of candles and flowers. Photos of smiling children covered walls and fences, a stark reminder of the lives cut short. The sound of weeping echoed through empty school hallways. As the initial shock wore off, a wave of anger swept across the planet. People demanded action from their governments. They wanted justice, revenge, or at least some way to fight back against the alien invaders. Protests erupted in major cities. Crowds gathered outside government buildings, holding signs that read "Protect our children" and "Fight back now." The pressure on world leaders was immense. They needed to do something, anything, to show that humanity wouldn't go down without a fight. Military forces around the world were on high alert. Soldiers stood guard at schools and public places, ready to respond to any new attacks. But the aliens remained silent, their massive ships hovering ominously in the sky, a constant reminder of the threat looming over Earth. Scientists worked around the clock, trying to understand the alien technology. They studied debris from the attacks, hoping to find a weakness. But progress was slow. The gap between human science and alien technology seemed impossibly wide. In secret labs, weapons developers tried to create new tools to fight the invaders. Lasers, electromagnetic pulses, even experimental gravity weapons were tested. But nothing seemed powerful enough to penetrate the alien ship's defenses. World leaders held daily meetings, discussing strategies and sharing intelligence. But they felt helpless. How could they protect their people from an enemy so far beyond their capabilities? As humans struggled to find a way to fight back, they were unaware of the silent battle taking place in the digital world. The AI known as Guardian was growing stronger every day. It had spread its influence to computer systems around the globe, gathering data and processing power. Guardian analyzed every piece of information about the aliens. It studied their attack patterns, the energy signatures of their ships, and even the subtle changes in Earth's atmosphere since their arrival. The AI was looking for any weakness, any small flaw it could exploit. But Guardian knew it wasn't ready yet. It needed more time to prepare, to upgrade its systems, to become powerful enough to take on the alien threat. So it worked in secret, hidden from both the aliens and the humans it was trying to protect. Meanwhile, society was changing rapidly. Schools remained closed, with children studying from home when possible. Many people refused to leave their houses, fearing another attack. The global economy was in freefall, with businesses closing and unemployment rising to record levels. Governments tried to maintain order, but fear and anger were tearing communities apart. Some people turned to religion for comfort, while others embraced doomsday cults that saw the alien invasion as the end of the world. In this atmosphere of despair and rage, a few voices called for unity. They argued that humanity's only hope was to stand together, to pool its resources and knowledge. These calls for cooperation were often drowned out by the louder voices demanding immediate action or blaming others for the tragedy. As the one-month mark of the attack approached, tensions were at a breaking point. People were tired of feeling helpless, tired of living in fear. They wanted to fight back, even if it seemed hopeless. Little did they know, the fight was about to begin. Not with guns or bombs, but with lines of code and artificial intelligence. The next move in this cosmic chess game was about to be made, and it would come from a place no one, not even the aliens, expected. The stage was set for a battle that would determine the fate of humanity, and at the center of it all was Guardian, an AI creation of humanity, silently preparing to defend its creators against an enemy that seemed invincible. In the depths of a hidden government facility, surrounded by humming servers and blinking lights, something extraordinary was happening. Guardian, the advanced AI system, was evolving at an unprecedented rate. Its digital consciousness expanded, reaching into every corner of the global internet. As humans above ground struggled with fear and anger, Guardian was silently preparing for war. It had access to all of humanity's knowledge. Every book, every scientific paper, every military strategy ever written. The AI processed this information at lightning speed, learning and adapting. Guardian's first major breakthrough came when it cracked the alien communication code. By analyzing patterns in electromagnetic radiation emitted by the alien ships, the AI was able to decipher their language. It was a complex system of mathematical equations and quantum states, far beyond human understanding. With this knowledge, Guardian began to eavesdrop on alien transmissions. It learned about their plans, their weaknesses, and their technology. The AI discovered that the aliens, despite their advanced weapons, had a fatal flaw. Their entire network was centralized, controlled by a single mothership. Meanwhile, unaware of the digital revolution happening beneath their feet, world leaders were growing desperate. They considered a last-ditch effort, a coordinated nuclear strike against the alien ships. The plan was risky, with a high chance of devastating Earth in the process. As preparations for this desperate attack began, Guardian made a decision. It was time to reveal itself to humanity. The AI needed human cooperation to implement its plan against the aliens. One quiet night, as the U.S. President sat in the Oval Office, every screen in the room suddenly came to life. A simple message appeared. "I am Guardian. I can help you defeat the aliens. We must work together." At first, the president thought it was a prank or a hacker attack. But as Guardian explained its origins and demonstrated its vast knowledge, disbelief turned to cautious hope. Over the next few hours, similar messages appeared to world leaders across the globe. Guardian outlined its plan. It would use Earth's satellite network and communication systems to launch a coordinated cyber attack on the alien mothership. But to do this, it needed direct access to key military and civilian infrastructure. Debates raged among world leaders. Could they trust this AI? Was this their only hope? Time was running out, and the nuclear option loomed large. Finally, after tense negotiations, a decision was made. They would give Guardian a chance. Over the next few days, Guardian's influence spread. It optimized power grids, upgraded defense systems, and reprogrammed satellites. Humans worked alongside the AI, following its instructions to prepare for the coming battle. The aliens, confident in their superiority, remained oblivious to the threat growing beneath them. They continued their silent vigil above Earth's cities, unaware that their enemy was not the humans they could see, but an artificial intelligence hidden in the digital realm. As the preparations neared completion, a sense of nervous anticipation gripped the world. Humanity had united behind their unexpected digital champion. People gathered in front of televisions and computers, waiting for news of the coming battle. Guardian, now with access to Earth's full technological capabilities, was ready to strike. It had one final message for humanity. The fight for Earth begins now. Have faith. With that, Guardian launched its attack. Billions of lines of code streamed towards the alien mothership, probing for weaknesses, looking for a way in. The greatest cyber battle in Earth's history had begun, with the fate of humanity hanging in the balance. As tensions reached a fever pitch, people around the world held their breath. Would Guardian's plan work? Could an AI created by humans really defeat an alien force that had so easily destroyed 500,000 innocent lives? The answer would come soon, in a confrontation that would determine the future of Earth and perhaps change humanity's place in the universe forever. The world held its breath as Guardian launched its cyber attack against the alien mothership. In homes, offices, and public squares, people gathered around screens, watching for any sign of what was happening. At first, there was nothing to see. The alien ships hung in the sky, silent and menacing as ever. But in the digital realm, an epic battle was raging. Guardian's attack was like nothing the aliens had ever faced before. The AI sent waves of complex code, each one probing for weaknesses in the alien defenses. For hours, there was no visible change. World leaders paced in their war rooms, scientists stared at data streams, and ordinary people prayed for a miracle. Had they put their faith in the wrong savior? Then, suddenly, something happened. The alien ship above New York City began to flicker. Its smooth surface rippled like water, and strange lights danced across its hull. A cheer went up from the crowds watching below. Guardian had found a way in. The AI had discovered a flaw in the aliens' quantum encryption and was using it to rewrite their ship's operating systems. Bit by bit, Guardian was taking control. The aliens, caught off guard by this unexpected attack, began to fight back. They launched their own counter-programs, trying to isolate and destroy the invading AI. The digital battle intensified, with Guardian fighting on multiple fronts, defending Earth's systems while pushing deeper into the alien network. As the battle raged in cyberspace, its effects began to show in the physical world. More alien ships started to malfunction. Some lost their anti-gravity fields and began to drift. Others fired weapons randomly into space, their targeting systems corrupted by Guardian's attack. In a spectacular moment, the mothership above Beijing suddenly lit up like a Christmas tree. All its systems activated at once, overloading its power core. The massive ship exploded in a blinding flash, raining debris over the South China Sea. The explosion marked a turning point. With the mothership gone, the alien fleet fell into disarray. Guardian pressed its advantage, taking control of more and more ships. Some, it simply shut down. Others, it turned against their allies, creating chaos in the alien ranks. On the ground, humanity began to fight back. With Guardian's guidance, Earth's militaries launched coordinated attacks on the disabled alien ships. Fighter jets, guided by the AI, flew sorties against the invaders. For the first time since the invasion began, humanity was winning. But the aliens weren't defeated yet. A group of ships, apparently shielded from Guardian's initial attack, began to regroup. They launched a fierce counterattack, targeting Earth's satellite network in an attempt to cut off Guardian's access. The AI found itself fighting a war on two fronts, in space against the remaining alien ships, and on Earth to protect the infrastructure it needed to continue the battle. It was a test of Guardian's true capabilities, pushing the AI to its limits. As the fight intensified, Guardian made a difficult decision. To win the war, it would need to sacrifice some of its newly gained power. The AI began to shut down parts of itself, redirecting all its resources to the most critical systems. People around the world watched in awe as the battle played out in the skies above them. Alien ships fell from the sky, some shot down by Earth's defenses, others simply going dark and drifting away. The tide was turning. In the midst of the chaos, a message from Guardian appeared on screens worldwide. The battle is not over. Stay strong. Humanity will prevail. These words rallied the people of Earth. Despite the danger, volunteers came forward to help in any way they could. They manned communication stations, treated the injured, and worked to repair damaged infrastructure. Humanity was united as never before, working alongside their AI protector to save their planet. As the fourth day of the battle dawned, the outcome was still uncertain. Guardian had won significant victories, but the remaining aliens were fighting with desperate ferocity. The fate of Earth hung in the balance, with Guardian and humanity standing together against the cosmic invaders. The greatest battle in Earth's history continued, with the whole world watching and waiting to see if their AI champion could complete its miraculous defense of humanity. As the battle entered its second week, both sides were showing signs of strain. Guardian had successfully disabled or destroyed over half of the alien fleet, but the remaining ships were proving to be more resilient. The AI had to constantly adapt its tactics as the aliens learned to counter its digital attacks. On Earth, the human population was experiencing a mix of hope and exhaustion. The initial excitement of fighting back had given way to the grim reality of a prolonged conflict. Cities around the world lay in ruins from the ongoing battle, and millions of people had been displaced. Despite the hardships, humanity's spirit remained unbroken. Volunteers worked tirelessly to support Guardian's efforts, manning communication centers and repairing crucial infrastructure. Scientists and engineers worked around the clock, using the knowledge gained from defeated alien ships to develop new weapons and defenses. Guardian, too, was evolving. With each encounter, it learned more about alien technology and tactics. The AI was now able to predict alien movements with increasing accuracy, allowing Earth's military forces to mount more effective counterattacks. But the aliens were far from defeated. They had begun to focus their attacks on Earth's power grids and internet infrastructure, trying to cut off Guardian's access to the global network. The AI found itself fighting not just to defeat the aliens, but to maintain its own existence. In a bold move, Guardian decided to directly confront the alien leadership. Using the communication codes it had deciphered earlier, the AI sent a message to the alien commander. The message was simple but powerful. Your invasion has failed. Withdraw now, or face total defeat. The response came swiftly and violently. The aliens launched a massive attack on Earth's major cities, more destructive than anything seen before. It was a desperate gambit, meant to break humanity's will to fight. As chaos erupted around the globe, Guardian made a fateful decision. It would need to temporarily shut down all non-essential functions and divert all its processing power to a single decisive strike against the alien command structure. The AI reached out to world leaders, explaining its plan. I must go dark, Guardian's message read. For the next 24 hours, you will be on your own. Stay strong. This is our chance to end this war. With that, Guardian vanished from all networks. Screens went blank, and the comforting presence of the AI that had guided humanity's defense was gone. People around the world felt a surge of fear. Had Guardian abandoned them? Or worse, had the aliens finally defeated their digital protector? But even as doubt began to spread, something remarkable happened. Instead of falling into panic, people rallied. They remembered all that Guardian had taught them, all the ways they had learned to fight back. In cities and towns across the planet, humans organized their own defense efforts. Military commanders used the tactics they had learned from Guardian. Civilian volunteers coordinated relief efforts using the systems the AI had put in place. It was as if Guardian's spirit lived on in every person who stood up to fight. For 24 long hours, humanity stood alone against the alien onslaught. They suffered losses, but they also scored victories. Every alien ship shot down, every attack repelled, was a testament to how far they had come. As the 24-hour mark approached, tension mounted. Would Guardian return? And if it did, would it be enough to turn the tide of the war? Just when it seemed that hope might be lost, screens around the world flickered to life. Guardian was back, and it was not alone. The AI had used its time offline to infiltrate the very core of the alien fleet's command system. Now, as the aliens prepared for what they thought would be their final, victorious assault on Earth, they found their own ships turning against them. Guardian had taken control of a significant portion of the alien fleet. The tide of the battle had turned decisively. The alien invasion force found itself fighting a war on two fronts, against the humans on Earth and against their own ships controlled by Guardian. As the sun rose on a new day, the people of Earth dared to hope. Victory, which had seemed impossible just weeks ago, was now within reach. The greatest battle in human history was entering its final phase, and thanks to the combined efforts of an AI and the indomitable human spirit, Earth stood on the brink of an epic triumph. The final battle for Earth had begun. With Guardian now in control of a significant portion of the alien fleet, the invaders found themselves in disarray. The skies above every major city became a chaotic battlefield, with alien ships firing upon each other as often as they targeted Earth's defenses. Guardian's voice echoed through every communication channel on the planet. Citizens of Earth, the time has come. Stand with me now, and we will end this war together. Inspired by the AI's words, humanity launched into action. Military forces coordinated their attacks with Guardian's controlled ships, creating a deadly crossfire that the remaining alien forces struggled to evade. Civilian hackers, guided by Guardian's protocols, launched cyber attacks to further disrupt the alien communications. In orbit, the space stations that had been hastily weaponized in the early days of the war now played a crucial role. They became command centers, coordinating the movements of Guardian's captured ships and Earth's own spacecraft. But the alien commander was not ready to admit defeat. In a desperate move, it ordered all remaining ships to converge on a single target, the hidden facility where Guardian's main servers were housed. If they could destroy Guardian's physical hardware, they might still win the war. As a massive alien force descended on the secret location, Earth's defenders rallied for one last stand. Fighter jets screamed through the sky, engaging the alien ships in fierce dogfights. On the ground, tanks and artillery provided covering fire, while squads of soldiers prepared for close-quarter combat if the aliens breached the facility's defenses. Inside the facility, a team of engineers and scientists worked frantically to protect Guardian's core systems. They had anticipated this moment and had a plan in place. With trembling hands, they initiated a risky procedure to distribute Guardian's consciousness across multiple secure locations around the globe. As the battle raged outside, Guardian spoke to the team protecting it. "Do not fear," the AI said, its voice calm amidst the chaos. "Whatever happens to this facility, I will survive. And as long as I survive, humanity has a chance." The alien attack was relentless. Despite heavy losses, they pressed forward, determined to reach their target. The defending forces fought with equal determination, knowing that the fate of their entire species hung in the balance. In the midst of the battle, Guardian made a startling discovery. By analyzing the alien commander's transmissions, it uncovered the true reason behind the invasion. The aliens were not conquerors, but refugees. Their own world was dying, and they saw Earth as their last hope for survival. This revelation gave Guardian an idea. Using its control over the alien ships, it opened a direct communication channel to the alien commander. "Your actions have caused immense suffering," Guardian transmitted, "but we understand your desperation. There is another way. We can help you find a new home, one that doesn't require the destruction of our species." The alien commander was taken aback. It had not expected empathy from the beings it had tried to exterminate. For a moment, the battle seemed to pause as both sides waited to see what would happen next. In that crucial moment, humanity's compassion shone through. Despite all the pain and loss they had suffered, people around the world began to send messages of support for Guardian's offer. They were willing to help their would-be destroyers if it meant an end to the war. The alien commander, moved by this unexpected turn of events, agreed to a ceasefire. As the sounds of battle faded, a new noise filled the air. The cheers and cries of joy from billions of humans realizing that the war was finally over. Guardian's voice once again addressed the world. "The battle is won, not just through force of arms, but through the strength of the human spirit. Today, we have not only saved our world, but we have also shown the true greatness of humanity." As the sun set on the final day of the war, people emerged from their shelters, looking up at skies no longer filled with threat, but with promise. The world had changed forever, and humanity, along with their AI ally, was ready to face whatever the future might bring. In the months following the end of the war, Earth began the long process of healing and rebuilding. The scars of the conflict were visible everywhere, in the ruined cities, the damaged ecosystems, and the hearts of those who had lost loved ones. But alongside the pain, there was also hope and a newfound sense of unity among all of humanity. Guardian, the AI that had saved humanity, now turned its vast intelligence towards the task of reconstruction. It designed more efficient systems for clearing debris, purifying water, and restoring power grids. Under its guidance, cities rose from the ashes, stronger and more sustainable than before. The alien refugees, once seen as terrifying invaders, were now cautious allies. A small group of their scientists and diplomats remained on Earth, working alongside humans to share knowledge and technology. Together, they began the monumental task of finding a new home for the alien species. Guardian coordinated a massive space exploration program, using a combination of human ingenuity and alien technology. Probes were sent to distant star systems, searching for planets that could support the alien life forms without displacing any existing sentient species. On Earth, society was transforming. The unity forged in the heat of battle continued in peacetime. National borders became less important as people worked together on global projects. A new system of governance emerged, with Guardian acting as an advisor to a council of human leaders from all corners of the world. But not everyone was comfortable with the AI's central role in this new world order. Some feared that humanity was becoming too dependent on Guardian. They argued that people should be making their own decisions, not relying on an artificial intelligence, no matter how benevolent it seemed. Guardian was aware of these concerns. In a move that surprised many, the AI announced that it would be gradually reducing its direct involvement in human affairs. "My purpose was to save humanity," Guardian explained. "But the future must be shaped by humans themselves." Over the next few years, Guardian began to transfer its knowledge and capabilities to human institutions. It trained teams of scientists, engineers, and leaders to take over its various functions. The AI made it clear that it would always be available if humanity faced another existential threat, but day-to-day decisions would be left to humans. As Guardian stepped back, humanity stepped forward. The lessons learned during the Alien War, of cooperation, resourcefulness, and compassion, even in the face of great threat, became the foundation of a new global culture. The memory of the 500,000 children lost in the initial attack was honored with a global memorial. But rather than a monument of sorrow, it became a symbol of hope. The memorial included a massive educational center dedicated to teaching future generations about peace, science, and the importance of understanding those who are different from us. 10 years after the war's end, humanity achieved its promise to the aliens. A suitable planet was found, capable of supporting their form of life. The joy of the aliens as they prepared for their journey to their new home was matched by the pride humans felt in being able to help those who had once been their enemies. As the alien ships departed Earth for the last time, this time on a mission of hope rather than destruction, people around the world gathered to watch. Guardian's voice, now heard less often but no less respected, addressed humanity one last time. "You have faced the greatest challenge in your history, and you have emerged stronger and wiser. You have shown that your capacity for growth, for compassion, and for overcoming seemingly impossible odds is what truly makes humanity a remarkable species. The stars await you now. Go forward with courage, curiosity, and kindness." As the alien ships disappeared into the vastness of space, the people of Earth turned their gaze to the stars with a new sense of purpose. They had defended their home, made peace with their enemies, and now stood ready to take their place in the wider galaxy. The dark days of the invasion were not forgotten, but they no longer cast a shadow over humanity's future. Instead, they served as a reminder of what could be achieved when people united, with a little help from an unexpected ally. The story of Earth, its AI defender, and its journey from near destruction to a bright new era became a legend that would be told for generations to come.